We do have a question from an audience member. This audience member couldn't make it today, unfortunately, because he is currently in a meeting, but he's a really big fan of yours, Mr. Igor Golovach. Now, here's the question. Hello, Igor. I'm sure he'll be watching very soon. Here is the question that Igor has for you. In your opinion, what is male and female role on the dance floor? Also, how does she feel about the same-sex division and if it has a future in the ballroom dancing?
I believe if we would identify a little bit less with being in a role or playing the role of a man or a woman or a teacher or a student or carrying particular titles and all that stuff, we could start identifying with our real self, who we truly are, in a more direct and sincere way. So throughout the tradition, of course, we understand that ballroom dancing, couple dancing started or evolved through social dancing and so on. But maybe that male and female division is more present in the Western world, because in Latin America, it doesn't matter of what gender or gender identity you are. Two men can dance together, two women, two gay or trans or transgender or binary or. So for me, dancing is the purest form of nonverbal communication between two human beings, regardless the gender. Possibly without playing any role, because I find that totally unnecessary. You cannot be more of a man, Alessandro, as you are. And what is your gender identity? It's your choice, which has to be acknowledged sincerely in relation to what you truly feel as a human being. So also competitive dancing, I believe, should be totally open for all people, regardless gender identity. It was actually in USA, I started to teach many years ago dancers of the same gender, and it was lovely. We still keep in contact, because the guys took care of my skin moisturizers, for example.
There you go. There you go.
Fabulous advice.
There you go.
So what can I say? We are human beings, and everyone is entitled to live the life accordingly to genuine feeling we have within ourselves, without being judged, conditioned, labeled, or whatsoever.
You know, I do have a question that did bring some things up. Now, in our, let's call it industry, in our dance sport industry, many professionals, whether professionals is defined by a professional as an adjudicator, a professional dancer, just people who have a clear understanding of dance and have been dancing in a while, their social normality is, let's say, a traditional couple. And they say there are characteristics, let's take Paso, for example. There are characteristics of being of a matador man. You take these ideals and characteristics of a matador and put it into the dance board, or for example, the rumba, where you take characteristics of a scene with your lover, whether it's traditional couple, same-sex couple. Then, so with that being said, my question is, as an adjudicator, from a perspective of adjudicator, there are some adjudicators who are completely against it, who are like, no, I don't want to see this. And so even if they see it, automatically in their brain, they think, no, I'm going to vote this down, even if the quality might be good. So, and then there are some adjudicators who are completely for it, and sometimes they disregard the quality of the dancing. And because they're a same-sex couple, they want to place higher so that way the same-sex couple can make news, can make interviews, and kind of become like, I don't want to say famous. So how does an adjudicator let's say, judge fairly? How does an adjudicator judge fairly a same-sex couple against a traditional couple if there are adjudicators who believe in characteristics of the roles between the dancers?
Well, dance character has not much to do with telling the stories about Tarzan and Jane and Happy Cha-Cha-Cha and Carnival Samba. I believe an adjudicator is entitled to analyze and evaluate movement qualities, symbolic values of the movement, which are not necessarily related to storytelling in a simple way. So a true expert would definitely try to focus on movement qualities and symbolic value behind, and all variety of moods, atmospheres that can be expressed through different dances and performances. So I don't see it so black and white. You also mentioned a lot the world dance industry. I always admired Tesla company, for example, because you cannot find a lot of advertising, and yet we all know they produce the best electric cars in the world. So why in that company marketing is not the front line? Why they focus in engineering? Because the quality speaks for itself.
There you go. Yep.
And I believe also in dancing, a good movement, good dance expression talks for itself. So if we would have a little bit less of this marketing and whatever people do in order to become successful, you know, all those posts and my couples and promotions and buying the result and politics and setting the result in advance, actually all very harmful towards everyone, especially young people.
Almost toxic, yeah?
Yes, and I believe that we all also can contribute, that focus would be the dance and the beauty of the dance expression as such, and not self-promotion and other issues related to roles, titles, positions, and so on.
Right.
When my baby smiles at me,